Mainly quiet as we head through the rest of your afternoon as temperatures climb into the 50s and low 60s for our easterly communities. A little bit warmer out to the west. We'll go at mid to upper 60s, but everybody gets in on the same thing. A nice quiet afternoon. Overnight low temperatures fall into the low 30s to the east with clear skies and a calm breeze in place. A little bit milder again out to the west. We'll go through the rest of your 7-day forecast, which features a pretty good chance for rain later this week. That's coming up in a little bit, but until then, midday in KELOLAND starts right now.
Live from KELOLAND Media Group, midday in KELOLAND.
The KELOLAND Donor-a-thon is back for another day of collecting blood, how you can help fill the community blood bank, and
the death toll continues to rise as war rages between Israel and Hamas militants. I'm Skyler Henry in Washington, where officials say getting future aid to Israel could be complicated.
Good afternoon and thanks for having us in. Today is Native American Day in South Dakota, and here in Sioux Falls, there's a whole slate of events happening throughout the day. The Native American Day Parade started just an hour ago and is just wrapping up. We had a reporter and photographer at the parade, and they just got back to the newsroom. We'll have much more about the parade later today on KELOLAND News. From 1 to 4 this afternoon, there will be a Wachipi at the Lev at the Falls with traditional music and dancers. Organizers say to bring your own powwow chair for the event. A couple of hours before the parade, people gathered in Lyon Park near downtown for a prayer service. It included an honoring song for the parade's Grand Marshal, Opal Stars of Sioux Falls. People also joined hands in a circle for the prayer. The service drew some people from out of state. We'll hear from a woman who came all the way from Oklahoma to attend the Sioux Falls ceremony tonight on KELOLAND News. And the KELOLAND Donor-a-thon blood drive is currently underway in downtown Sioux Falls. The event will help replenish the blood supply for the Community Blood Bank, which is a joint cooperative between Avera and Sanford and has been the only blood provider for the region since 1976.
We started out with meat beginnings, and now we're looking at, we use about 550 units of blood per week. So we built through the years and built up partnerships with different small community hospitals, and now we're at 36 hospitals that we provide blood to.
Blood drive runs until 4 o'clock this afternoon, and there are still appointments available due to the Native American Day Parade in downtown Sioux Falls. The Bloodmobile is located in the parking lot behind the El Ride Shrine. We have sunny skies right now, but before too long this week, we're going to see some stormier skies, right, Adam?
Yeah, unfortunately, we do have that on the way, and considering we are very much within the harvesting season, this is going to be something that we watch as we go later into the week. But until we get to that point, though, this is pretty nice. 57, there's a view downtown. You can see the 10th Street mural just off to the left a little bit. Not much of a breeze to speak of, so it's a nice calm start to your Monday afternoon. Meanwhile, out west, this is pretty good too. 60 in Rapid City. There's downtown there with a southeast wind at 9 miles per hour. Really, this is a perfect day to get outside. Not much of a breeze. Temperatures are pretty moderate. About as close to perfect as possible. There is that wind, speaking of which, around 5 to 10 miles per hour. You notice, though, a bit of a southerly component to that wind in a couple of areas out west. That's going to help them warm up just a smidge more in a couple of locations, but nothing too far out of the ordinary. So we'll continue to keep at least a close eye on the wind later this week. Temperatures, though, again, 50s to the east, 55, for example, in Aberdeen, 53 Sisseton, 61 in Phillips, 60 Rapid City, 63 Custer and Spearfish, but low 50s, Brookings to Worthington at 51, 50 in Watertown. And we'll see those highs today peak on either side of 60 in southeastern KELOLAND. Again, a good amount of sunshine, a few fair weather clouds like we saw in the downtown camera now and again, and a light northerly breeze. Up to the northeast, more of the same. Either side of 60 for a high, a few mid to upper 50s toward the Prairie Coteau and into Canby with a light northerly breeze. Out west, we're milder, but I'm using that term a little bit loosely for many locations. We're still talking about 60s, though, and near 70 toward Hot Springs, all with a good amount of sunshine. Then we have to address the elephant in the room later this week. We'll talk about that rain potential coming up in your extended forecast.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Adam. It's been 2 months since wildfires devastated western Maui, but now some hotels are welcoming back visitors. The fires killed at least 97 people, and nearly all of the historic town Lahaina was destroyed. A recent study found Maui lost more than $13 million a day in visitor spending. But as Jonathan Bigliotti shows us, the area and many living there are still struggling to recover.
This here was our bedroom.
For Vance Honda, the pain of losing the home he built with his father while in middle school is still fresh.
We would work together and doing all the plumbing and building this structure.
He and his wife Kathy raised their 3 children on the same property.
Now when we look at the house, we see the memories of raising our kids here.
They are still struggling to find permanent housing.
What do you think the community needs most right now?
Having a better idea of where we're going to be until we can rebuild.
More than 2,000 buildings were destroyed in this fire. The majority of them were homes. Today, thousands of people are still displaced, being shuffled from one temporary location to the next.
And now Hawaii's government has pushed ahead to jumpstart tourism in an effort to boost the economy and create jobs. Under the mayor's guidance, businesses, including hotels on a 3-mile stretch from Kapalua to Kahana, were encouraged to open Sunday. The area of Kaanapali is set to reopen in Phase 2, but that's where many fire evacuees have been sheltering at hotels.
Because of the tourism opening up, a lot of the residents have to relocate, so it's been very difficult. There's a lot of mixed emotions.
Adding to the difficulty for many here has been the conflicting information surrounding the fire and if it could have been stopped, slowed, or prevented.
Who is accountable for that lack of action?
I think a lot of it is complacency.
Sherman Thompson is former chair of the state's Civil Defense Advisory Council. He says the ultimate decision on whether or not to sound any warning sirens belongs to one person.
It is the chief executive of the county, and that would be the mayor.
We've reached out to the mayor multiple times for comment, but have not heard back.
Jonathan Vigliotti, CBS News.
Lahaina.
Across the United States, only 40,000 people have cystic fibrosis, a genetic lung and pancreatic disease. CF makes patients' mucus thicker than those without the disease. Because of this, when a CF patient gets bacteria in their bodies, it can get stuck in their mucus, which makes things like fighting off the common cold a possible hospital stay for them. It was for this reason that CF patient Danica Wheelberg was homeschooled most of her life.
I went to public school until 3rd grade. And then 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, I was homeschooled. And I wasn't hospitalized at all in those 3 years. So that was a big precaution that, not only me, but my mom also took. And then I went back 7th and 8th grade year to play sports. And I was hospitalized twice in those years.
Now Danica is starting off her college career, making the most of her in-person classes. And tonight on KELOLAND, we'll see what being a college student with cystic fibrosis entails.